Archangel Michael says, a powerful shift has begun. Once, they held all the control, and you were the one chasing, longing, and waiting. But now, they feel the weight of emptiness, because the roles have reversed, and you are the one silently pulling away. They sense your silence more than your words. They notice how your absence speaks louder than your presence ever did. This reversal has left them shaken, unsure of how to regain the ground they once believed was secure. Every move you make now leaves them guessing. The same games they played before are collapsing in front of them. They never thought the balance of power could turn, but now it has, and the silence is louder than any cry. You have stepped into your strength, while they are left stumbling in confusion. The pull of your energy is no longer desperate, it is steady, powerful, and controlled. And now they are the ones watching, waiting, and fearing. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Archangel Michael says, what they once overlooked now shines brighter in their vision. They used to take your devotion for granted, assuming it would never fade. But now they are haunted by the truth that they no longer hold the same place in your life. The tables have turned in ways they cannot understand. Their laughter has grown quiet, replaced by restless thoughts of you. Their comfort has shifted into a storm of unease, because they realize you no longer depend on them for your happiness. Your distance is not anger, it is freedom. Your silence is not weakness, it is strength. And every moment you withhold your energy, they feel the deep loss of what they once thought would always remain. This reversal is not accidental, it is guided. You were lifted higher so that they may see what it feels like to lose what was once freely given. And now, their fear is the very thing that reminds them of your worth. Type Amen to get blessing 444. They replay moments in their mind, searching for the exact time when everything shifted. They cannot pinpoint it, because the change was not loud, it was subtle, steady, and undeniable. And now they live in the shadow of what they once took lightly. You have stepped into a divine alignment where your energy cannot be misused anymore. What was once a chase is now a retreat, and what was once overlooked is now the treasure they desperately crave. Archangel Michael says, their heart is trembling because they know they are losing grip. They are caught between pride and longing, watching the very person they underestimated become the one they cannot live without. Their fear grows stronger with every step you take further. They sense the power of destiny reshaping the bond, making them realize that they may never hold you the same way again. Type Amen to get blessing 555. Your silence is a mirror reflecting their own mistakes back at them. They feel the sting of every careless word, every missed chance, every delayed truth. The energy of the past has returned, but this time it weighs on their shoulders instead of yours. They are restless, pacing within their own mind, consumed by the thought of you. The role they once cherished, the upper hand they once held, is now slipping like sand through their fingers. What once felt like victory to them has turned into regret. The freedom they thought they had has become a prison, because they realize the cost of underestimating your presence. This shift is divine justice, not revenge. It is balance being restored, so that the lesson they never thought they'd face now becomes impossible to avoid. Type Amen to get blessing 777. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, the storm they created has finally turned back toward them. What was once their comfort zone has been shattered by their own choices. They feel the emptiness that once filled your nights, and it burns deeper than they can handle. They thought you would never break free. They thought your heart would always remain in chains tied to their presence. But now your strength has become the very wall they cannot climb, leaving them powerless and exposed. They whisper your name in silence, hoping the air will bring you back. But their words dissolve into nothingness, for your spirit no longer bends to their call. The energy that once bound you has been cut, and they feel the sharp sting of distance. Every second that passes feels heavier for them. They never imagined that losing your attention would create such an ache. And now the very role they once forced on you has become their reality. Type Amen to get blessing 999. The truth is undeniable, you are no longer the same. You have grown, shifted, and risen higher than they ever expected. The light within you now stands as a beacon, showing them the consequences of their careless ways. They sit in silence, replaying your laughter, your touch, your kindness. What once seemed endless now feels like a memory slipping through their trembling hands. They are haunted by what they allowed to fade, and by the realization that you no longer chase. Archangel Michael says, the reversal of roles was written long before they ever knew it. You were not meant to remain in the shadows of their control. You were chosen to rise and make them see the weight of their actions. Now the chase has become theirs. Every sleepless night belongs to them, every unanswered thought belongs to them. They ache in the silence that once belonged to you. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. Their pride is breaking apart piece by piece. The walls they built to hide their emotions are crumbling under the force of regret. They cannot hide from the truth any longer, for every corner of their mind echoes with your absence. You, who once waited for their attention, no longer wait. You, who once carried the pain of their indifference, no longer carry it. And they are left wandering in a void they cannot escape. The roles have shifted with divine precision. Your silence is now the teacher, and their longing is now the lesson. Every moment without you is a reminder of what they threw away. Archangel Michael says, this change is not for them alone, it is for you. It is proof that your strength is greater than your pain, and your freedom is more powerful than their control. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. They look for signs of you everywhere. In places you once walked, in songs you once loved, in memories they cannot erase. Their world is haunted, for every corner whispers your name. You are no longer reaching for them, yet they reach endlessly for you. They taste the bitterness of the distance they created. They carry the weight of the loss they caused. Every heartbeat is a cry they cannot silence. Their soul feels the emptiness of your absence, and it terrifies them. The confidence they once held is now shattered glass beneath their feet. They realize now that the power was never theirs to begin with. It was your love, your loyalty, your presence that made them feel powerful. And now, stripped of that, they see the truth for the first time. Type Amen to get blessing 1414. Archangel Michael says, the silence they now live in is their greatest punishment. What they once ignored has now become the only thing they crave. Your absence has carved a space in their life so deep it echoes louder than your presence ever did. They cannot sleep the same way anymore. Their mind wanders back to every detail, every smile, every word you once offered freely. What was once dismissed as ordinary now feels priceless and irreplaceable. They are learning the weight of loss in the hardest way possible. The same feelings they once caused you to carry are now the very feelings they cannot bear themselves. Their spirit trembles in fear that this reversal will never end. And deep inside, they know this is justice, not cruelty. It is the balance of divine order restoring itself. What they gave, they now receive, and what they ignored, they now desperately long for. Type Amen to get blessing 1515. The reversal has left them exposed, vulnerable, and unsettled. No longer do they hold the upper hand, they are the ones now clinging to hope. They once enjoyed the chase, but now the chase belongs to them, and it drains their every thought. Every memory of you is painted in sharper colors. What once seemed ordinary now burns in their mind as extraordinary. They cannot believe they overlooked the treasure that was always in front of them. Archangel Michael says, their eyes are opening too late. The truth they refused to see before now blinds them with regret. They cannot undo the shift, for what has been reversed cannot be taken back. Your distance has created a power that no one can take away from you. They know this, and it terrifies them. The thought of you moving forward without them shakes their very soul. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. They never expected to feel small in your absence. They believed the control was always theirs to keep. But now the roles have turned, and they stand powerless in the shadow of their own mistakes. Your silence pierces deeper than words ever could. Your calm is more unsettling than anger, because it reveals that you no longer depend on them. They cannot understand how you became untouchable. Every time they reach out, they feel the gap widening. Every time they look for you, they see only their own reflection of guilt. And now they understand how it feels to be invisible to the one who matters most. Archangel Michael says, this pain will not leave them easily. It will sit in their chest like a stone, pressing harder with every heartbeat. It is the weight of divine lessons, meant to awaken them to what they lost. Type Amen to get blessing 1717. They cannot escape the feeling that destiny is punishing them. What was once light in their world has now dimmed to darkness. They try to run from the truth, but every road leads back to your absence. The control they once enjoyed has dissolved into desperation. They now understand that your presence was the foundation they stood upon. Without it, they crumble like dust in the wind. Archangel Michael says, they are reaching for you in ways they never did before. Their pride is breaking, their heart is bending, and their soul is crying. They are learning that love cannot be forced, only cherished. The roles have reversed, and you are no longer the one waiting. You are the one walking, moving forward, stepping into strength. And they are left behind, watching as their own actions haunt them. Type Amen to get blessing 1818. Archangel Michael says, the clock of destiny has turned against them. Every passing day feels like a reminder of the power they lost. They once believed they could always return to you whenever they wished, but now they are finding the door closed. Their pride is breaking in silence. No one knows how much they think about you, how much they replay every word they once ignored. But deep inside, they carry the weight of 1,000 unsaid apologies. They try to distract themselves with empty noise. They seek comfort in places that cannot heal them. Yet everywhere they go, your energy follows, reminding them that no substitute can ever replace you. Your strength has become their fear. They see you standing tall, moving forward, no longer waiting. And that realization crushes them, because the roles have truly reversed forever. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. Their mind runs in circles at night. Sleep does not bring peace, it brings memories of you. They wake up restless, realizing they are chasing a ghost of what once was. The silence is teaching them the lessons their pride never allowed. They thought indifference was strength, but now they know indifference only destroys. They feel the wound of their own coldness. Archangel Michael says, "Your freedom was heaven's design. You were never meant to stay bound to their games. You were lifted so they would finally understand that they cannot control what is divine. Now they live in regret, while you rise higher." The reversal is their awakening, their reminder that love cannot be mistreated and taken for granted without consequences. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. Their friends notice the change, though they don't speak of it. They see the heaviness in their eyes, the distance in their smiles. No one knows the true reason, only they know it is you. They scroll through old conversations, old photos, old memories. What once made them careless now makes them tremble. They see the difference between what they had and what they lost. Every detail reminds them of your absence. The way you laughed, the way you showed care, the way you were present even when they weren't. These things replay endlessly in their mind. Archangel Michael says, "This pain is not your burden, it is theirs to carry now. For too long, you lived with this weight. Now balance has come, and they must taste the emptiness they gave you." Type Amen to get blessing 2121. They wonder if you will ever turn back. But the truth is clear, you no longer belong in the same space you once did. You have grown beyond what they can reach. The roles reversed because heaven demanded justice. You were chosen to step into strength while they were meant to sit in reflection. They now learn the truth of their own actions through silence and distance. Their heart aches at the thought of someone else holding your attention. The idea of another receiving the love they wasted burns like fire inside them. Yet they know it is a fire they lit themselves. Archangel Michael says, "The path ahead for you is clear. You walk in light, while they stumble in darkness. And no matter how far they reach, they cannot hold what they once let slip away." Type Amen to get blessing 2222. Archangel Michael says, "The balance of power has shifted completely. The very silence you now hold has become louder than any words you could ever speak." They feel it pressing into their spirit, reminding them of what they once dismissed. They try to act as if nothing has changed, but inside they are crumbling. Their pride keeps them quiet, yet their soul is restless. What was once a game to them is now their torment. The chase belongs to them now. Every moment they sense your distance, they panic. Every step you take away makes their heart stumble. This is the divine design. What they once made you feel, they now endure. What they once controlled, they now lose. And there is no escape from this reversal. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. Their words fall flat now. No matter how they try to speak, it feels empty. They know words will not undo the silence, because your heart has already risen beyond their reach. They used to feel secure in your presence. But now that presence is gone, and the void terrifies them. They live in the constant reminder that they misused what was rare. Archangel Michael says, their pride is being stripped away piece by piece. They cannot hide behind the mask anymore. Their spirit is exposed, and it trembles before the truth. Every place they go reminds them of you. Every sound, every scent, every moment feels like a shadow of what they lost. They cannot outrun it. Type Amen to get blessing 2424. They thought you would wait forever. They thought time would always favor them. But heaven shifted the path, and now they are the ones waiting in vain. The silence eats at them, because silence was once their weapon. Now it has become their punishment. The very thing they used to control you is now controlling them. They reach for you in thoughts, in dreams, in whispers no one hears. But you are no longer there to answer. Your absence is their new reality. Archangel Michael says, this is their awakening. The universe has reversed the order so they may feel the full depth of what they caused. It is not cruelty, it is balance. Type Amen to get blessing 2525. The fear of losing you forever grows stronger every day. It haunts them like a shadow they cannot escape. They now know the cost of their indifference. They realize too late that love is not endless if it is not respected. They realize too late that hearts can heal and move on. And now they are left begging in silence for what may never return. Your strength is undeniable. You carry yourself differently now. And they see it, they see the glow of freedom that terrifies them. Archangel Michael says, this reversal is permanent unless they change their spirit. But even then, the final choice belongs to you. You hold the power now, and they know it. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. Archangel Michael says, the very energy they once fed upon has been withdrawn. Your silence has become their teacher, and your distance their punishment. They never thought the day would come when you would walk in strength without looking back. Now every hour feels like a reminder of what they destroyed. The echoes of your laughter are louder in their memory than any noise around them. They try to mask their regret, but their soul is bleeding. The pride they carried so boldly is now shattered glass. Each step forward without you feels like a stumble into emptiness. They finally realize the truth. It was you who carried the connection all along. And now, stripped of that support, they are falling. They never expected to taste the bitterness of their own actions, but heaven has made sure they do. Type Amen to get blessing 2727. Their days are restless, their nights unbearable. Sleep is no longer a comfort, it is a battlefield of memories. They replay every moment, wishing they could rewrite the ending. They thought you were replaceable. They thought others could fill the gap you left. But now they see that no one carries the same light you do. Archangel Michael says, your absence has become their greatest teacher. It shows them the cost of arrogance, the emptiness of pride, and the pain of neglect. This is the lesson they can no longer escape. Their soul is reaching, but their hands come back empty. The roles have reversed, and you are no longer theirs to command. Type Amen to get blessing 2828. They watch you from afar, whether in silence or in thought. They sense your glow, your rise, your strength, and it breaks them further. The same person they once overlooked now shines brighter than ever before. Your silence has become their storm. What was once your burden has become their cross to carry. And heaven has made it so they cannot ignore it. They speak of you in whispers, but the truth is louder than their voice. You have become the one they cannot forget, the one they cannot reach, the one they cannot control. Archangel Michael says, this is divine reversal. The story has flipped, and they must live in the reality they once forced upon you. Type Amen to get blessing 2929. Their pride tells them not to show weakness. But their heart betrays them with every beat. They cannot escape the ache of your absence, nor the truth that you no longer belong to their control. You have risen higher, beyond their grasp. And they feel smaller every day because of it. The weight of regret sits heavy on their chest. They once thought time was on their side. Now time is their enemy, reminding them with every moment that they waited too long. Archangel Michael says, your growth is unstoppable. What they lost is irreplaceable. And now they live in the reality of their own choices. Type Amen to get blessing 3030. Archangel Michael says, their footsteps feel heavy now. Every path they take seems to lead them back to thoughts of you. They never imagined that your absence could carry such weight, but it has become the anchor on their soul. They are restless in ways they cannot explain. What once gave them pride now feels like shame. The very silence they once used against you has returned to swallow them whole. Your spirit has broken free from the chains of waiting. You no longer linger in uncertainty, you stand firm, radiant, and untouchable. And they are left to wonder how they let such light slip away. Every heartbeat reminds them of what they lost. The roles have reversed, and they now walk in the shadow of regret, while you stand in the brilliance of freedom. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. Their eyes search for you in the smallest details. A song, a word, a place, all remind them of you. And every reminder cuts deeper than the last. They thought walking away from you would give them peace. Instead, it has given them torment. They now understand the difference between losing attention and losing love. Archangel Michael says, your silence is not cruelty, but power. It is heaven's gift to you, a shield that no manipulation can break. They must now face themselves in the mirror of consequence. The chase belongs to them, and the chase is endless. No matter how fast they run, they cannot catch the strength you now embody. Type Amen to get blessing 3232. They sit in silence, wondering how it all changed. One moment they felt untouchable, and the next, they are the ones trembling. The balance has shifted beyond repair. Their pride begs them to stay quiet, but their heart screams for you. They are torn between silence and confession. And every day they wait, the pain multiplies. They remember the look in your eyes, the devotion in your voice, the love in your actions. And now, those things haunt them as ghosts of what they destroyed. Archangel Michael says, this haunting is their lesson. They will carry it until they understand that love is not a game but a sacred trust. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. They once believed you would never walk away. They believed your heart would always remain theirs, no matter what. But now reality has shattered that illusion, and they tremble at the truth. Your power is undeniable now. Your silence speaks louder than their pride ever could. And they cannot escape it. The roles reversed because heaven demanded balance. What was stolen from you has been returned as strength. What they misused has now been stripped from them. Archangel Michael says, their tears are hidden, but heaven sees them. Their heart cries in silence, and their spirit bends beneath the weight of regret. Type Amen to get blessing 3434.